when the phone comes off. And when we stand for the pledge in our moment of silence, I would ask, oh, not yet. I haven't done the gavel yet, Paul. But when we stand, a few of you have hats on, just, you know, out of respect, take your hat off just for those two items. And then one last thing, if anybody wants to speak to any of the agenda items tonight, you need to fill out a member comment form. I have one.
Is that for a case 7345?
Yeah, Montrose.
Yes.
Thank you.
Oh, no, that is not for that. She's asking about something else.
Okay, I have one appeal case here.
Is anybody here for either of the fines?
Yeah, one right there.
Who's
Appeal case? Yeah, I'm here for that.
okay, then you need to fill out a form. Ray's going to get it for you. And is anybody here from 8098 Montrose Ave? The appeal for that?
That's me.
Oh, that's yours. Okay, is anybody here for the 14267 Misty? Okay, sir, did you fill out a form?
I don't know, we fill out something.
Okay, Ray, this gentleman needs one too.
Okay.
Yep, he'll get it for you, sir. Okay. And the reason that we do that is at our Wednesday evening meeting, it is a business meeting, and as we conduct business, and this is per state statute, this isn't the board of directors trying to silence anybody. It needs to be in a business way, and we need to keep this meeting moving. So on Wednesday evenings, you are now not allowed to speak to any agenda item unless you put in something for it. At the end of the meeting, we have member comments, and that's when you don't need, you don't need a form to go for member comments. Linnell, where are you? Okay, Linnell, you're going to be speaking at the end at member comments because yours is not on the agenda. Yes, I will be.
Thank you.
You can if you want, but if you'd like to, you may, but yes, I will be. Okay. And just so you know, this lady has spoken to me Thursday, and I told her I would either call her, I would get the information Friday and call her Monday. I was not in the office Monday or Tuesday. Today I came into a full load, and she's on my agenda for tomorrow. So we're volunteers here, and I try to be in the office as much as possible, but I'm retired too. So I'm sorry, Lena, but I will get to you tomorrow. Okay. We will call this meeting to order. We can stand. We'll take a moment of silence for our fallen heroes, and then we will do the Pledge of Allegiance. I did it. Peggy's going to have to tell us again some night how to do the Pledge of Allegiance correctly.
Just as long as you do it, it's correct.
Exactly. Exactly. Okay, first on the agenda is the approval of minutes of the Board of Directors meeting of 12/19/2018. Are there any corrections or omissions? If not, we will approve the minutes as written. We have no correspondence this week, so we'll go right into the reports. We have the General Manager's report.
Thank you. In addition to the previous report, additional insurance policy updates. Commercial umbrella was $4,092, down $259. $0.57 from last year's $4,352.09. The commercial automobile policy was $5,081.65, which was up $266.65 from last year's. Reminder, we have a new truck and we got rid of the 2001 GMC truck. And in 2018, the office processed 651 background checks with 6 denials. The monthly violation report is also attached for the month of December, and there were 76 violations processed. That's all I have. Thank you.
And I'd just like to say something about the violations processed by date order. As you look through these, we had We had 76 total open complaints. Those are the open violations. Now that does not mean that everybody gets a violation. If you, and you'll see in the paper, and if you look at this, you'll see most of them are closed. Those are the residents who got the notice of violation and came into compliance within the 2 weeks that they were supposed to. Okay, so out of those, we had 18, I'm sorry, we had, this is December? We had 29 parking violations in December. So that's something that we're going to have to address. And we only had 3 speeders in December, so I think that, is that nice? Yes, it is nice. So when you look at that, remember that this is what your code enforcement does to make sure that everybody's homes and lawns are well kept, your neighbors, so they look like ours too. So that's what this is, violation notice page is all about. The violation report. Captain Schubert?
Security report?
I'm sorry, security report. We did the violation report.
I'm glad to report this month, nothing.
Nothing? We're having a good month. It's not a... I heard that. Treasurer's report. Rosemary?
Good evening. The Treasurer's report as of December 31st. This is pre-audit. Our balance, operating account balance is $378,851.07. The ARVRC fines owed $50,912.23. We have 42 liens on file, and that brings our accumulated yearly total to $82,243.57. Our income for the month, $151,978.80. Operating expenses were $100,382.34, which is $1,268,525 of our budget, or 99% of our budget. In the reserve accounts, we have $1,605,755.10. The expense, we had one expense of $3,980.34 for NDRS construction. The Social Club Bank account, $70,962.41. Paid out was $126.01 for sales tax and refreshments, and $174.64 for beautification, for a total of $300.65.
Thank you, Rosemary. We have no unfinished business, so we will go on to new business. Appointments of unit reps. Mr. Ross.
Just come in tomorrow. You can see me tomorrow at the office?
Yeah, at the gate?
No, in the office.
Where, here?
The blue office, next to the gate.
Topic on this is unit reps. I'm going to read a statement in addition to that board agenda topic item that's there that goes along with it. The board's all got a copy of this. We've received 3 new unit rep volunteers to take over when Leslie, Lucille, and Bonnie's terms are up on March 20th. We will swear these people in so they can participate in the season's activities. We're leading up to the annual meeting and can get to know the other unit reps, board of directors, as well as the Brookridge residents. Please welcome, as I introduce, and we'll put things together from there, Michelle Adams, Linda Walls, Arnett Walls. Analysis, obviously, is with the unit reps that have resigned. Several units of new residents have agreed to volunteer for unit reps. Motion is to accept the resumes of Michelle Adams, Annette Walls, and Linda Walls, and assign them to Unit 4 representatives.
I need a second.
I'll second.
Second by Ken. Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? It's unanimous vote. At this time, I would like those 3 ladies. Oh. If you could come up to the podium. Are any of you here? 1, 2, 3. Cool. Thank you, sir. Hey, ladies. Okay, I am going to have you, I'd like to have you come over here to stand. So, over here? Yeah, because I want to get you in the camera. Oh, okay. That's right. Right camera, ladies. Okay, Annette Walls, Michelle Adams, and Linda Walls. Okay. Will you all raise your right hand? Do you solemnly promise and swear that you will administer the office to which you have been appointed to the best of your ability and judgment, in conformity with the governing documents of Brookridge Community Property Owners, Inc.? That you will, in all your acts, be governed by the principles of honesty, justice, and fair play, and in every manner possible endeavor to promote and safeguard the best interests of the citizens of Brookridge and the welfare of its membership. Do you so swear? You may lower your hands. And by the virtue of the authority conferred upon me, I do hereby proclaim you all as duly appointed unit reps and officially installed into office. I think it's great that 2 years ago we only had 5 people remaining, and we always it's so nice to see a full unit rep board. Thank you very much, all of you, for what you do. Okay, we have honorary wall appointments. Linda?
The topic is the honorary wall nominees. The Beautification Committee has received 3 nominees for induction on the Brookridge Honorary Wall. The committee has unanimously approved the recommendations. The recommendation, the Board of Directors accept the recommendation and approve the nominees. The proposed motion to approve the nominees: Rosemary Basteri, Eleanor Colasanti, and Douglas Beals. Placement on the Brookridge Honorary Wall.
I'll second.
Second by Ken. Do we have any discussion? Well, let's see first. Hold on, we haven't approved it yet. The reason I'm in favor of this, and all of us are, is that the 3 people that are on this list have given tirelessly to Brookridge. If it wasn't for the volunteers of Brookridge, this place would not last. And we have, at peak time, over 5,000 people that live here. And there's always just a handful of volunteers. And these people work so hard. Ellie Calasante has done the bingo for quite a few number of years, more than 6 or 7 years. And it's very difficult coming up here on a Friday night and dealing with some of those bingo players. I try to stay away. I have to come up and speak with them every so often. As you know, Rosemary Basteri has, ever since she's lived here, she has been on committees and boards, and she has been a board member for 7 years plus. And I'll tell you, working with Rosemary, she is probably one of the most dedicated people to Brookridge, and we are all very fortunate to have her and have her be active. And Mr. Doug Beals, I don't know him personally. Is he here tonight? No, okay, he's not here tonight. But when I look back through the records, his name has been in so many boards. He was been on the VRC. He was a board of director for many, many years, and this man has given tirelessly to Brookridge. So, with that said, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? It's a unanimous vote. Now I will tell you, and I'd like Rosemary to stand up, and Ellie, so everybody knows who you are. Yay. Now I have to tell you, when Ellie found out about this, she asked if she was dead. Because up until 2 years ago, it was a memorial, an honorary wall. And, you know, we don't want to give it posthumously because, you know, these people, these dedicated people should know that we appreciate the work that they do. And, you know, 2 years ago, we decided to make it just an honorary wall, so you don't have to be dead to be up there. So, Ellie, you're still alive and kicking.
Tell them where it's at. So
Yep, I'm going, that's my next order of business. Now, the honorary wall itself is when you come in by the gym and library. If you're coming in, there's a wall, and they redid it last year. The men's club was part of it, and they did a beautiful job redoing that wall. And the ceremony itself is going to be March 13th. Is that correct? March 13th, okay. It's going to be March 13th at 2 p.m. And the Beautification Club, they're the ones that handle this. They're the ones that gave us the recommendation. They will be contacting all three recipients and asking you and your friends and your families to come to the ceremony. We have a little cookie and coffee or something. We do something every year. It's a little bit different. So we appreciate it, and we hope that you'll all come and bring your family too. Thank you.
Gail, may I just say something?
Yes,
I want to thank the Beautification Committee for recommending my nomination. I'll have you know, this was a complete surprise to me. I didn't know my name was on the list till I read the agenda about less than an hour ago. So it really was a surprise. And thank you.
We kept it secret for a long time. Okay. Next we have the violation appeal cases. We have 2 this month.
Let the record reflect the following paragraphs will be inserted into the appropriate AVRC case decisions when noted and herein after referenced as paragraph A or paragraph B. Paragraph A, the fine and/or suspension of privileges imposed will continue until compliance is met. It is the violator's responsibility to notify the code enforcement officer if compliance is met. Upon verification of compliance, any fines or suspension of privileges after the initial suspension is served will cease upon payment of outstanding fines and/or administrative fees. Paragraph B, all action, punitive or otherwise, decided by the BCPO Board of Directors will go into effect immediately upon all reoccurrences of this violation 12 months into the future. If a reoccurrence happens, fines and suspension of privileges will be imposed immediately until compliance is met, in accordance with BCPO Rules and Regulations, Article 12, Section 3, and Section 6. And I just want to verify, clarify for everybody, all parking violations, it isn't just one time they park them where they weren't supposed to park. It's usually a cumulative number of violations before they actually get written up. So it's not just because you park on the grass once you're not going to get written up. I just want to verify that. It's usually more than once. Case number 7384. 14267 Misty Street. One unregistered male and one unregistered female residing at residence. I recommend a penalty of $100 per day, suspension 60 days, privileges. Paragraph A and B apply.
Do I have a second? Second by Linda? Okay, discussion. And I believe that...
Mr. Donald was appealing.
I don't know what to say. Okay. I can't understand what you guys are doing.
Okay, for you to be in Brookridge, and anybody comes into Brookridge, if they come more than 30 days within a calendar year, that means that they come quite often. And when they do that, you have to have them registered. You have to have a background check put on them. And the reason that we do that, even if they come like a week every month, once it becomes 30 days, you have to, because they become a regular person here. And the reason we do background checks is to make sure, is for the safety. Number one, it's the safety of all the residents that live in here. When you don't have a background check on them, and they come quite often, even people that don't stay over, if they're here every week, you still have to have them background checked, because then they become regulars here, and we need to know, it's our duty to make sure that we protect each and every person that comes in here. So that is why you got the violation. And I understand that you had stated that they're not staying here.
No, they ain't staying, but one's my nurse, comes and takes care of me, and another, he's gone.
Okay. The person, when you say that one of them is gone, what do you mean by that? When did they?
He was just staying with me because I lost my wife. And I got the letter, so I told him to go. But the nurse that comes in and takes care of me.
The nurse is not a problem. I don't believe that this was a nurse. This was somebody that was a resident, just a person, a non-nursing person.
That was my understanding, yes.
Okay. The visitor's log that I have in front of me just from 12/11 to 1/7, and that was only a few weeks ago. They had been coming in, and that was just for the month of December into January, and that is just about 30 times right there. And these were not always the same. A lot of them are the same. So can you explain to us who it is that?
Yeah, it's the woman that takes care of me at night or during the day. I don't know. I mean,
okay.
She's always there with me.
Right.
I can't be by myself.
No, I understand that. Nursing personnel are quite different, and when they come in, they show something to the visit, to the guardhouse to show that they are coming in as a nurse. Now, you said that there was somebody that was coming in and that he doesn't come anymore.
That's Chris, that's the male.
Okay, Chris, all right, and when did he stop coming?
Oh.
More than a couple weeks ago?
2 weeks ago, yeah.
A couple weeks ago? Okay, and why is he not coming?
Because you guys give me a letter.
Okay, so when you got the letter, he doesn't come in anymore?
No.
Okay. If you would like him to continue, all he needs to do is a background check. It's $50, but we have some people that, there are many instances during the year, and I see people getting a little annoyed, but we have people that come in here that do not register, that do not do a background check, and they would not pass the background check because they would have, and that could have endangered people in Brookridge. Now, it's not just because we want to get money. That is not it at all. It's not very much money. We don't get any money for that, really, because we have to, it's the cost that we have to pay for the background company, the background check company, to do this. So the reason we do that is if somebody is coming in every day or every couple of days, if he doesn't, the only ones that have not accepted to do a background check are the ones that probably wouldn't have gotten the background check. Because whenever it comes to this, people will get the background check, and the ones that don't, there's usually a reason for it.
And there's a white car at the
Can you speak into the mic so we can have it on
there's
tape?
a white car in my driveway I bought from a woman. I think they're getting their information out. It ain't my car. I bought it, but it's still in the woman's name.
Okay. Do you have a barcode on it?
No, I went down there to see it, and I had insurance and everything, and they said, no, you can't do it in your name.
Okay, yeah, you have to have it in your name. Okay. There's a couple of things that we can do here, people. I'm sorry, and what is your name again, sir?
Donald Lester.
Oh, you're Donald Lester. Okay.
I'm sorry, I had a stroke, and I can't talk very well.
No, you're doing fine, and that's why Ray gave you the mic. We don't want you coming up. There's a couple of things that we can do. We've listened to Mr. Lester, and we can either go on the fine because the deed restrictions state that if you have somebody coming in unregistered in a 365-day period, and there's 30 days in there, there is a violation for that. If the person isn't coming anymore, we could do a couple of things. We could waive it, but I think there's some unanswered questions, Mr. Lester.
What do you want to?
Well, there's questions that we'd have to find out from you who these people are, and if that car is one of the, if it's one of the license plates on here. So, I mean, this is something that we can't do tonight, but we can certainly look at it and talk with you more.
One of them says my wife's name on it, and the other one says Jennifer on it.
Okay, I can't get that information from here. It's information we'd have to go to the office and look it up.
Okay.
So I'm going to ask the board if you have any questions of Mr. Lester or of Captain Schubert. I would feel more comfortable. I'm not comfortable waiving it because we don't know we don't have all of the information. What I would feel comfortable is table it till the next time, and then I will make an appointment, or one of us will have an appointment with you and Captain Schubert, and we can look at who these people are, and then we can table it until the next meeting. Instead of fining you, because there are some questions, and there are times when there are some questions that we honestly cannot answer. And I don't think that this is one of those times where I say, I'm sorry, but we've got to do that. So I would have to ask the maker of the motion to table it.
February 5th.
Where are you? Yes, until the next meeting. What is the time of the next meeting?
February 5th.
February 5th.
So I'm going to amend that motion to,
Violator gives it until February 5th to come into compliance.
that sounds good.
Okay, so please state that.
February, what?
That the violator has time to give them till February 5th to
We're
come
going to
into
give the
compliance.
violator till February 5th
To come into
to come
compliance.
into compliance.
Okay. And then we will, and that'll give us time to work with you.
Linda, second.
Yes. Linda, would you accept that table? Okay. So the maker of the motion and the second of the motion, and we will table it till next month. And Mr. Lester, I will get your, oh, I'm sorry. All in favor of tabling this till next month?
Aye.
Opposed? It's a vote. Thank you. And Mr. Lester, Ray, could you get his phone number?
Yeah, we'll call you tomorrow.
You got it?
Yep.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Thank you.
Case number 7345, 8098 Montrose Avenue, vehicle parked on front lawn. I recommend a $25 per occurrence and 14-day suspension of privileges. Paragraph B will apply.
Do I have a second? I have a second by Rosemary. Okay, discussion. Who is going to speak to this?
Mr. Peterson had to leave.
Oh, Mr. Peterson had to leave?
Yeah.
Okay. Did he give you any information?
He tried to give me a blank check, but I wouldn't accept it.
Why? We could put we wouldn't have to do an increase next year.
I gave him my business card and invited him to the office tomorrow morning for the outcome of this.
Oh, for the outcome. Okay. All right, so he had nothing okay. All right. Is there any discussion on this? Okay. Captain Schubert, do you have anything more to add to this?
Picture tells the story.
Yes. He's parked on the lawn. Okay. Okay, all those in favor of the motion?
Aye.
Opposed? It's a vote. And that will go out. He'll have a 14-day suspension and a $25 penalty. Okay. Thank you. We have report of directors. Do I have any committee reports?
Yeah, I have one. I want to remind my AVRC personnel, tomorrow's our meeting. See you at 8:30 tomorrow morning at the office. Good to see you there. Appreciate it. Bye.
Anyone else? Linda?
I have a couple reports. We're continuing to raise funds for the beautification of Brookridge in the coming future. We have February the 16th, Jackie McCabe is working tirelessly on having a battle of the bands. And in March the 16th, we're going to have a company come in and do horse races. You'll see the two advertisements about the two coming fundraisers in the News and Views in February. And Linda Stewart is stepped up and is helping us with the sign, with our front sign. We're looking at possibly us being the subcontractors, and she's working at getting contractors. She's thinking that we can get the sign updated for much less, and she's worked up in the Chicago area for 40 years with signs, and she's very knowledgeable, and she's been a real asset and a real trooper to step up and help us with this. If anybody has any questions or anything, please don't hesitate to contact me. Thank you.
Thank you, Linda. Okay. Ron?
This past Monday, the 14th, the Brookridge Golf Country Club met and voted in 3 new members on their board. So they've got their board up, elected and running with their 3 new members for this next year.
Thank you. Rosemary, do you have any committee reports? No? Okay. Then I will go, we're going to do member comments. The board will say their comments first. And I just want to remind everybody on member comments, including us, especially tonight because we want to get the Meet the Candidates forum going. We allow 3 minutes. That is state statute. We're not trying to cut people off. The reason we do that is that when you come up for, whether you're saying something nice or you have a complaint or an issue or a concern, our main issue is to get your name, your information, what it is that you're concerned about, so that we can do things after the meeting. And many times, the things that come up, like Paul said about the pedestrians there, after he stated it, we looked into it, and we were able to do that. So we want to listen to everybody's concerns, complaints too, that's okay. And because we're not perfect, we're volunteers up here, but the information that you give us is very, very good information, and we follow up on all of them. So it's just to get the basic information, and normally I follow up with you with a personal phone call and or a visit. So who would like to start with the member comments?
Well, I would just like to mention the singles. The Singles Mingle group. I updated my roster the other day. We have 132 on our roster. And so anybody out there in TV land or wherever that's interested in just socializing with the singles, we had a potluck Sunday and we played shuffleboard last Sunday, and everybody, we always have a ton of food and we have a lot of fun. We're going to go to the VFW this Friday. We're going to have some 5-cent horse races up here at the clubhouse. We're going to go to a crab and shrimp festival at the Sunwest Beach. We're going to go to Crump's Landing. So the second and fourth Sunday, we meet at the clubhouse at 6 o'clock. And we have a lot of fun, just a lot of laughs. And every Tuesday, we bowl at Strike City. And again, we have a lot of fun and a lot of laughs. So just come out, join us, get as involved as you want. But remember that we got 132. Thank you.
You do a very good job, too. Hold on. I got to get these people first. Rosemary?
Yesterday was the first meeting in the Music Airs for the new season. Our board of directors has decided to put on 2 concerts, March 23rd at 6 to 8 p.m. and March 24th at 3 p.m. And we're looking for altos. So if anybody is an alto and would like to come join us, we meet Tuesdays from 1 to 3 right here.
Thank you. Ken, you have something?
Yes, last meeting, a gentleman brought up about remember about the building alongside the clubhouse that was brought up a few years back? And I done a little research, because I know I was on the board at that time, and I couldn't figure out why it just died. Well, the reason it died is because to put up a new building, a new structure, you cannot use reserve funds. Reserve funds is only used for the assets that are in play right now. Clubhouse, vehicles, equipment, that kind of thing. It's not used to put up something brand new. So therefore, that's probably why it died, because the first, I'm not going to bore you with a lot of figures, because I looked through the folder, and they had like 5 estimates in there, and I have to try to recollect what happened back then. And the lowest price was like $39.74, and that was basically a pole barn. That's no air conditioning, no windows, no fans, no nothing. And the reason for that the addition of that room is for storage. You can't store chairs and anything in there because it's going to be like a hot box. So you need air conditioning. So the one with the air conditioning was $87,000, which would it mean is a 30 by 50 by 30 by 12 building with the air conditioning, and it would cost a special assessment of $33.46 per property. I guess that's why it died. So that's that. So it's when you people bring up comments and stuff, the board does not take it lightly. We look into it. I looked into it. I found the folder, and this is what I come up with. So it's very difficult to put up something of that nature without a cost involved. So and I explained, I did touch a little bit on reserve funding and what it is all about, because a lot of people still don't understand it. They see $1 million something in the bank, and they say, what are you doing with all that money? And don't forget, all these roads have to be repaired, which is very expensive. The clubhouse, everything that is existing to maintain, it costs money. So that's where your reserve funding goes. And as you can see, the budget didn't pass this past year, and that dollar was for the reserve funding according to Florida statute. So I got another thing too, is volunteers. Brookridge is strongly based on volunteers. I know there was a couple of outings that were going on, like Jackie McCabe was running a garage sale. She had a hard time getting volunteers to support that. Helping Hands is going to be having a breakfast next month. Mary Sweeney's having a hard time to support that. So it used to be, we used to get a lot of volunteers for a lot of things. If you can spare some time when these people ask for help, pitch in, give a little help, because that's basically what Brookridge is all about, is all the volunteers that we have here. So if you can afford the time, this is your community. Everything that goes on here, this is your home. This is your property. This is your assessed values. This is it. This is where we live. Once you go outside those gates, that's a whole different ballgame. But once you come in those gates, you got Brookridge. And you got 2,600 plus homes in here. That's a lot of people. So somebody step up and just help these people out. Thanks.
Yes, it was. Okay, let's, Ron? I thought that you were...
No. I've had several residents approach me on this, so I want to bring it to everybody's attention. In our deed restrictions, under Article 3, Section 20, look in there and read it sometime, it says, at all times when outside the home, a dog should be kept on a leash. And the thing that's been brought to my attention by several residents is people walking their dogs and taking the dog off the leash because he's a really good dog. He won't go anywhere. People, really good dogs, get upset and cause problems and sometimes nip people. So save yourself the aggravation. Keep the dog on the leash, even when you're walking him, even if he's a really, really good dog. Okay? It makes life a lot easier that way. The second thing, and if you know me, I harp on this every time, but I'm gonna do it one more time at least. Stop signs. They don't mean yield. They don't mean take a quick look and see if somebody's coming the other way. They mean stop. That pertains to motorcycles and motorbikes. There's one in particular that I've noticed that doesn't even slow down at stop signs, let alone yield or take a quick look to see if you happen to be walking by or your golf cart's coming by or your car's in their way. Please, 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 please take a minute and stop at a stop sign. It's not going to make you that late for your appointment, period.
Thank you. Okay, I have two quick things. No, well, wait a minute. We're coming with you. Two quick things. Number one, I want to remind everybody that we have a town hall meeting on Monday, the 28th of January at 7 o'clock to talk about the reserves. And Mr. Giroux is going to be our spokesperson on that, and he can give you the information in about 15 minutes. That would take me an hour and a half. So we're going to have a meeting, and I encourage people to come because there's a lot of unknowns to people that don't see it in writing. So we want you to, we're hoping that you'll come, and we will videotape it also. The second thing is, About a month ago, somebody had contacted us and come to the meeting about Spectrum, how Spectrum at Timber Pines and other communities, they have this deal about $40. Okay, the man finally, Ray has been working with Spectrum to get the information. The man gave us his proposal today. Ray is going to do some talking points on it, and we will discuss it. It will come up at the next meeting. But it does involve, it's a very good price, but it involves every single home in this community. So Ray will have that, just giving you a segue, people. So Ray will have that information for us next month, and if we feel it warrants it, we will ask the Spectrum person to come to the meeting and talk about it. So those are my two things. I'm going to open up the floor now to our membership. And this gentleman in the orange shirt has had his hand raised 3 times, so we're going to give you first. We got 3 minutes each.
Name and unit number.
Good evening. My name's Terry Higgins. I live in Unit 4. And what happened to your first name?
Turn on the mic.
Turn on your
I
mic.
want to make some comments.
Turn on your mic.
Mic is off.
Your mic isn't on. Can you come help us?
How's this?
Oh, that's much better.
Okay, my name's Terry Higgins. I live in Unit 4. And I want to make some comments about something that we're going to be voting on in the next couple of months. One of the things in the proposed changes to restriction agreements has to do with charging a fee for amenities. Now, it's written that if this passes, the board can, and without limitation, charge a reasonable fee for any amenity. So my goal in speaking tonight is to start, I hope, some conversations in the community about what can happen to our amenities. This would allow the board to charge a fee for shuffleboard courts, for tennis courts, for maybe use of the card room. It's just something that we need to think about. I think it puts us at the top of a very slippery slope. Now, in this particular case, they said it's not limited to, but they mentioned the RV compound. Several months ago, one of the proposed budgets included an assessment of everybody that had a space in the RV compound. And I don't think it's right that any board should try and balance a budget on the backs of 270 people when there's thousands in here. I don't know why that dollar increase didn't pass. I don't understand that. I understand the need for a reserve fund. I understand the need for you guys to make money. But I think this is a dangerous proposal that in the future could lead to us paying way more than that dollar a month. That's all I have to say. Thank you.
Thank you, Terry. And it's good to start that conversation, Terry. I'm glad that you did, and I'm sure that we will be having a meeting just about the deed restriction changes and why those proposals came up. So thank you, Terry. Next. Come on up. Name and unit number.
I turned the mic off.
Hello? I'm Christina Frostbus, Unit 4. I just want to say that... Huh?
Put the mic up.
Okay. I just want to say one day I was driving in to the community, and there was a pedestrian walking with a flashlight, and he was putting the flashlight directly into my face while I was driving. And I think it should be known that the pedestrians, when they walk with the flashlight, that's not to be pointed at drivers' faces while they're driving. So I just wanted that to be known.
Thank you very much. And I can even put that as a friendly reminder. They were lifting it up so it was going right in your face?
Directly as I was driving, they kept it right in my face. So I just think I should be reminded that that's not what the flashlight is there for.
Okay, all right. Thank you for that information. What was your first name again? Christine. Did you get her last name right? Okay. All right. Thank you, Christine. This lady in the back? Oh, Joanne.
I'd just like to make a comment. I'm Joanne Edmonds from Unit 2. When I came through at the guard's shack, and I looked at that red sign with the little, like a thermometer, tells us how much has gone into the sign. I was very excited because I just noticed it's halfway, and I think that's something that needs to be mentioned.
Oh, thank you. Yep. You can clap if you want. We can all agree to disagree, okay? It's like politics. We don't want to get that involved, okay? We're still all friends here. Okay, thank you, Joanne. Anybody else tonight? Ma'am, you want to come up, please?
Hi, Linda. My name is Nanise Hill, and I live in Unit 2. And I just moved here and closed on my house on December 7th. And I have my daughter-in-law and my son coming constantly to bring the baby to me so I can watch him. Am I going to get a violation?
Well, if they're coming in every day, the safest thing to do, and I tell this to people, all family members and people that come to visit all the time, you need to get them background checked, because the barcode, I mean the list at the guard shack will show that that certain cars are coming in, and that's how we know. So you want to go to the office and just get the background checks on them.
Okay, even though they don't stay, they just
even though they don't stay overnight. Yeah.
Okay.
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 And it is only for the safety of the community.
Okay.
Okay.
And I have another question. I've talked to a few of my neighbors, and there's a gentleman on the street over from me, and they said he's a child pedophile. And he's in the community.
There are some.
And
Would you like to speak?
I've had that confirmed by several people too.
There are 4. And were they after? You know, they were all. If you come in here and you have a clear, and you have a good background check, unfortunately, there are no rules, state rules, that say that if they do become a menace, and a pedophile to me is a menace, we cannot make people move. Unfortunately, and if someone gets arrested afterwards, there is nothing we can do about it. The only thing we can do is to make people aware of it, and you go online to do that.
Wow. Okay.
Yes, unfortunately.
But yet my daughter-in-law has to.
Yes.
And she's a doctor, huh?
Well, she's babysitting, so
yeah. I'm retired, and I just like this week I have the little guy 4 days.
Yeah, So just get them background checked, okay. and then they can even get a barcode.
They can.
They can get a barcode. Yes, they can get a barcode.
Because that was one of the.
And that will help at the guard check too.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you for that information. This lady right here.
Hi, I'm Anita Glenn from Unit 6. And I just wanted to get something straight. I remember when we had our meeting in your office, you told me that the laser guns are calibrated every day. Is that correct?
They are calibrated on a constant basis. Is that?
Okay, because you did tell me every day.
Okay. Do they self-calibrate?
Every day they use it.
Every day we use it, every day we turn it on, it self-calibrates.
Yeah.
Okay. Did anyone consider the cost that's going to happen when you change the sign out in front? You're going to have stationery. You want everything to look the same. I know that your administration building is like the facade on the sign. Where do you think the money's going to come from?
Okay. Our vision, okay, and it's a vision that, this is just a possible vision, is that when the sign is done and the colors of the sign are done, all the other buildings are going to be painted that color. Now, it would just be the same as our regular painting, because these facades have to be painted. I think they paint them just about every year.
No.
Every couple of years?
At least.
Yeah, every couple of years that they are. So it would just be, instead of the paint blue, we would paint it whatever color. Now, I will say that the colors that the sign will be, when we know what the sign is going to look like, we have that already. But the colors of the signs it might not be that exact same color, and I don't think they'd be the exact same color as on the diagram. That's just a picture.
Even your stationery and everything?
Eventually that would all change. We wouldn't throw out the old stationery. Eventually that stationery would change to the new logo.
I know it may sound small, but
no,
they can add up.
Yep. No.
Okay.
And we don't throw things away. They'll be used but they're being careful as to how much we get ahead now.
Okay, that's all I've got.
Okay. Anita, thank you. Anyone else? Okay. Wait. Oh, Jesse.
Jesse Sawyer, Unit 2. I'd just like to bring up about the recycling bins. They were delivered about a week or two ago. Last week they started delivering them all around, and on my street on Starcross, 4 people put them out, and they wouldn't pick up the trash. So I think we need some communication. When's it start?
Okay. Yes, they're on the cans, but I will tell you. Right. Okay. No crosstalk. I will tell you that on the cans, the paper was right there, and I spoke to a couple of our elderly neighbors, and they said, I don't read that. I just put it out, and I just tell them. But we have a lot of elderly women and men that, they've been by themselves, and they really don't know. It's hard to change. So I just say, the neighbors, if you see them, just make sure that you go talk to them and give them a friendly reminder. Not till February 3rd or 4th they're starting. The 4th. Yeah, the 4th. Yeah, the 4th. So there's not a lot we can do about that. We send out, there's 900 plus emails that we have out of 2,400 homes. And we're still trying to get more people. If you put your email in, or you ask other people to get their emails in, they will also get all of the information that all of you get on a regular basis. So, thank you, Jesse. And it's a gentle reminder to, if you see your neighbors with it out, gently go over there and say, they're not going to be using them until February. I know I had to talk with a couple of our, yeah, okay. It's just one of those things that there's nothing more. Exactly. Just help out your neighbors. That's what this community is about. Okay. Thank you, Jesse. Anyone else? Okay. I would like to. Oh, I'm sorry. Oh, Paul. 3 minutes, Paul.
1 minute.
1 minute. Oh goodness. I'm gonna faint.
I guess I forget which board meeting it was.
Paul Harrison.
What? Paul Harrison, I think it's 3 or 4. They said we're back to 3. Anyway, at a board meeting a while ago, one of our residents got caught for speeding, and you mentioned she had to pay the fine and suspension of her 30 days, and she had said at that time, for her first time at Fence, they thought the 30 days first time suspension was a little harsh, and you had mentioned that you would, as a board, look into that, see if you could talk about it, maybe reduce it to a shorter suspension.
Okay. We reported on this at the last meeting, but Ken, would you like to talk about the last meeting that you had with the speeding committee?
Okay, the last meeting that we had an ad hoc committee went over the Pico counter figures. I didn't bring that with me because I thought that was a passe issue. Basically what we have in place right now, first of all, let's start at the beginning. The number one issue in Brookridge, always been since I've been here, and it was before that, was speeding. Number one. Everybody complained about it. In 2016, at the annual membership meeting, the majority of the members there wanted the fines and suspensions raised. So the board did that. Since that time, the figures have been astronomical. I mean, we only had 3 speeders in December. I mean, what's in place right now is working, and it's working because what we want is we don't want any speeding. That's all. We can't differentiate this from that. How about this, or how about that, or bargaining this and that. They tried that. In 2013, they were giving out warnings. You ought to see, if I had the figures with me, I'd blow
I'm
you
not
out of your
talking
mind.
about a warning. I'm talking about
No,
reduction
that's when they were
rates.
given warnings, and the warnings did not
You said
work.
there was 22,000.
22,000 what?
They were given out speeding, he said 22,000 was given out the first year that he checked in.
Oh, no, it wasn't.
No.
What
That's how many vehicles. 22,000. I don't have the figures with me, so I can't quote nothing right now.
Okay, we're not
All
going
I
to
can
quote
tell-
anything.
I can just tell you, Paul, right now, is in 2013, they used to give out warnings. And then it was 25 and 14. The amount, the figures, $25 a day and 14-day suspension. If I gave you those figures right now, and what they were then and what they were now without a warning, is astronomical. People are paying attention. People walking down the streets, and you're a jogger and you're a bike rider, you are a lot much safer on the boulevard now than you were back in 2013. I can tell you that right now.
I'm sorry, I was just
No, but you can pass the word on.
But
I was just questioning about the time of the suspension.
Okay, that's
Being
fine.
a little harsh, that's all.
Okay, what we're going to do at the annual meeting, which I hope that we fill up this whole hall, because there's a lot of things that need to be discussed. The speeding is going to be, he's going to do a whole thing on, a whole comment on the speeding. Yeah, he has the figures, and when you see the figures, because we had 6 or 7 residents at that meeting on Tuesday. Was it yesterday or Monday? Yesterday afternoon. We have 7, and they all, when they all saw the figures, they said, oh, that's why, okay? Warnings do not work. People, and 14-day suspension does not work.
I'm not talking about a warning, just fining them, and maybe on the first offense.
No, can't. Even if you find and nothing, it does not work.
Give them the
It's that barcode. It's that barcode, Paul, that will make people think.
Oh yeah, because they have to sign in each time if they're suspended.
So,
just a quick question for Linda. You said you're having somebody come in and do the races. Is it going to be shipboard races or a movie screen race?
Is it going to be what kind?
Shipboard races. Shipboard races, you move the horses.
Oh, no, they're gonna come in. It'll be up on the big screen, and they're gonna have wagering windows, and we're gonna have dancing, and they'll have a DJ that plays during.
You would be better
between
off
races.
with the moving the horses than the shipboard, the movie screens.
No, it's all random. Yeah.
I know.
Yeah, it'll be fun.
Thank you.
okay. All right. It is 8 o'clock. We'd like to get our candidates up here. So I would like to get a motion to adjourn our... Okay. This meeting is closed. Thank you, people. Thank you all for coming. And I hope that most of you stick around for the candidates. We have Terry Walters that is going to MC, and they're going to be taking questions if you'd like to write them down.